Now, to kick off, first, a platform described as a decision science platform for life insurers. Montoux, as we just heard about, is led by Geoff Keast, and he joins us via Skype in New York to explain his technology. Hi, Geoff. Welcome to Startup Daily, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, and of course, thanks to DXC. Thanks Simon and Sam for having me on the show today.
Sorry to get you up so late, but we're delighted to have you on. So take us through what decision science is and how does it work in your startup?
Yeah, sure. So the way that we think about decision science at Montoux, and more importantly for our customers, it's the combination of a variety of different factors. So one of the key ones is incorporating actuarial models so that you can understand the value of customers. The other component is really the incorporation of data science models. So it can be things like understanding how customers respond to changes in price, how they respond to changes in competitors' price, perhaps how they respond to potentially going on lapse, which is when they might get rid of their policy, and then ultimately bundling those things together and identifying what the best decision that you can make to potentially, grow new business, retain your existing business, improve profitability, all of course wrapped around with doing the right thing by the customer. So from our perspective, it's taking those variety of different data elements, pulling them all together, and then optimizing the decision process.
And Geoff, how has this been received by the insurance industry so far? It sounds like it's something that could really boost their revenue.
Yeah, so generally it's been received really well. We've been lucky, I guess, or I guess perhaps well planned. We've had some really good success in Australia and New Zealand with pretty large life insurers. That's catapulted our opportunity to expand into the US and into the UK, and most recently into Hong Kong, and we've done some work in other parts of Asia. One of the challenges of this sometimes is people not necessarily understanding how you're going to work with people's existing processes. So for us, it's a case of making sure that we're there to add capability within their organisation rather than replacing what people are doing today.
The experience being part of the DXC invitational, is that really going to help you be able to connect to your market of life insurers?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a couple of great things that Montoux has gotten out of the DXC invitation already. So the first one is, as we went through the process, one of the things that you do as a growing business is you tend to get incredibly focused on delivering success for your existing customers, trying to build pipeline and ship product. It's enabled us to take a bit of a step back, think about our business, validate some of our ideas about what the market actually needs, with a partner like DXC who has clearly got years of experience, tons of amazing talent, and really understand what the market wants. So for us, it was a good opportunity just to kind of step back a little bit and think about, is what we're doing the right thing? Is it resonating with customers, and getting someone to validate that? Secondly, DXC's vision of where the sector is going is something that really aligns with our own values. So things like using data and analytics to make decisions, an integrated ecosystem, all around delivering a great customer experience. So for us, as it's been twofold. First of all, we had an opportunity to think a little bit more deeply about our business, and secondly, we're really aligned with a partner like DXC that we believe shares the same values around the future of life insurance that we do.
If I could pick your brains for just a sec, because you're a bloke in New York right now and they've gone through a pretty torrid time, and we're all thinking of our friends in Melbourne right now. What's it like being over there and working at the moment, and how has COVID hit that city?
Yeah, so it's a good question. Look, it's a little bit surreal. So my wife and I have been in New York for maybe about 3 years now. We've lived in a few different places around the city and slightly out of the city. Look, when the pandemic first started, they talk about New York City as being the city that never sleeps. It was a ghost town. It really was. I mean, I was able to go out for runs at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and I could run down the middle of Park Avenue and not see cars for minutes, 10, 15 minutes, and they just were not around. It was a very strange city to be in at that time. As New York State has come out of its, some of the phases, certainly we're seeing a lot more, activity. There are people that are back at work, but certainly, people like myself and those that tend to be, I guess, in more office-based jobs, there's still, a bunch of people that are working from home, which in a city like New York, which you make, similar to like Tokyo or London or Hong Kong, people's apartments are pretty small. So one of the interesting things that we found is that there's actually a lot more people spending time outside at parks, right? So because they're being cooped up in their apartment and they're not going to their office, the parks are actually really busy. So in some ways it's, it's been good for people to experience the outdoors. In other ways, you're a little bit reluctant to spend too much time around people still, to be honest.
Mate, really appreciate your time today. Again, congrats on being chosen for the DXC Invitational. I hope you make some great connections and keep building out the company. And we look forward to chatting to you again to hear how everything is going at Montoux. Really appreciate your time.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.